Hey guys, welcome back to the Wally modelling series, and in this part we're going to go ahead, or let's just say the next couple of parts, we're going to go ahead and model Wally's neck. When we last time left off, I think we only had up to like this piece, and I kind of worked ahead just so I know what we're going to be doing, and you can have a quick look roughly what we're going to have by the end of the next couple of parts. So we're first going to start off modelling these neck pieces, and then after that we're going to go and work on the upper body. Just so you can see, we got all these going to be modelled out of separate pieces, sort of just to make our life easier, and as you can tell we're going to have some complicated, well, not that complicated extrusions and adding extra edge loops, and then this piece is going to be a separate piece. And while I was doing this, I kind of made a little bit of a mistake. We're probably going to model these two pieces out of one shape, but I'm not quite sure yet. We'll figure out as we go along. I've done this a couple of months ago, so hopefully I still remember the way we're going to go around this, but let's get started where we left off last time. So I think it was this one. Don't save. Yep, so this is where we left off, and we're first going to start off with this piece here. So the first thing we're going to do, go into our side view, and we're going to start off with a polycube. Now by this time you should roughly know what we are doing, so I'm not gonna be explaining as much as I normally do. And like I said in previous episodes, you should really, I'll tell you what we're gonna be doing, and you should straight away think how I'm gonna do it, and that way you're gonna learn really a lot quicker. So I'm just gonna extrude that face and drag it down. So every time I say, right, we're going to model this piece, the reason why I do it is so you can quickly think, okay, so if you didn't know or didn't know how we're going to model this, or if you didn't see it, you should straight away think, okay, this is what he's going to do. And then in a couple of minutes, you're going to find out, because you're obviously watching a tutorial. And if you guess the right thing, then you're obviously getting pretty good at this. If you guess the wrong thing, it doesn't matter, because you're just gonna see how we're gonna do it, and that way you're gonna learn a lot more. Okay, so I just extruded our face, so we got the rough shape, and I'm gonna go into my X-ray view just to see if I got everything roughly correct. I've just done that wrong. I haven't modelled in a long while because I'm at university and we just had some crazy programming assignments and so on, so I didn't have any time to model, and that's the reason why you haven't seen me put up, if you've been following from the beginner, that's the reason why I haven't been able to put up a video in a long time, because I just haven't had time. But maybe if CG Tuts is cool with it, we'll probably make extra episodes about it, about programming and so on, scripting in Maya, which are really super useful if you want to be a generalist in Maya and so on, so if you want to know a bit of everything. So I'm just still blocking out the shape, making sure that this is roughly the right thing that I'm going for. And I had some extra references that I picked off, some extra details. There's this little extrusion on the top that we're going to add just to give it some extra detail. But first we're just going to go ahead and drag in the reference. As you can tell, it doesn't look like that, but some pictures of Wally, it doesn't look like it has a different shape, and we're just going to go ahead and add those just to give it some extra detail, so this piece don't look as boring. So I just added an edge loop roughly around here because I don't have a reference, and then I'm just going to go ahead and click this and then hold down V on my keyboard, and I'm just going to point snap it up here, so these are a straight line. And I'm just going to probably drag these two vertices down to about there, and that looks about good to me. And I can see that this line is not lining up with that vert, so I'm just going to click that angle, point snap it to this one, and it's looking pretty good. And I'm just going to check the other side because I don't think I've done that right. Yeah, I have. Okay, so now we got the basic shape blocked out. We're just going to go ahead and add this extra extrusion at the top. So I'm going to go into my front view and I'm going to turn on X-ray, and I'm just going to add it where this two line is, just to make sure that it's kind of in the middle. In this reference there is a sort of extrusion in the middle here. We're not going to add that because I don't think it looks that good. I have tried it, and now if I manage to add my edge loop, is the edge loop tool, and we're going to add one here right in the middle of that white line, and we're also going to add one here like so. And I'm just going to select, actually we're going to go ahead and add another one, insert edge loop to about here like so, and now I'm going to select that face, hit extrude, and just extrude this out a little bit, not too much. That looks about right to me. Just eyeball this, so you don't have to be like super precise about this. Okay, so now that we have this piece looking all good, we're gonna go ahead and add extra edge loops. Now in my other model, I actually modeled in a little arc here where this piece goes, but then I realized that it's kind of pointless having, so we're not gonna do it. So we're just gonna go ahead and add in our extra edge loops to make sure that this is gonna hold its shape. So you're gonna need one around here, here, about here. So I'm now doing all the vertical ones first, so hopefully I'm not going to miss any. And I'm going to do them on the bottom around here, and then here, and we're also going to need some in here, and in here, and that looks about right to me. We're also going to need one here, and we're gonna need some going around here and here, and make sure, see, this one goes all the way up there as well, so that's all good. And we're gonna need them there, and we're also gonna need some here as well, so that will hold that shape like so. And now hopefully if we smooth it, that looks okay, even though this corner is a bit too smooth, so I think I might just gonna move this edge loop a little bit closer to the edge like so, and same with this one because it looked a bit, there's a reason why it looked too soft. See, I missed out an edge, but I'm gonna move this anyway, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add an edge loop here as well. That's the reason why it looked too smooth, because we missed an edge. So hopefully if you go ahead and smooth it now, it's gonna look better, and it does. And this one still looks smooth, and that's because, oh no, it's not. We got an edge loop there and there. Yeah, that should be right. I don't mind that too much, to be honest. Okay, so now we got this piece all modelled in. We got a little bit of a funky thing going on here because of this. We might lose this edge loop. Will probably still look alright. Let me just see if I delete this. Delete edge. No, that's not going to look good. So we're just going to go ahead and put that back. Insert edge loop. About there. We could probably move this extrusion a little bit down so that it doesn't interact with this edge, but I'm not too bothered about it. I mean, no one's really gonna see this bottom piece, this bottom bit anyway. So we're just gonna leave that as it is. So now we're gonna go ahead and start modeling in this cylinder piece. And it's going to be made out of 2 cylinders, and then for the bolts we're just going to use a couple of other cylinders smoothed and that. So let's just go into a side view, And we're going to go ahead and get our cylinder right in the middle about here. Drag out roughly the right size. But then drag a depth. So I'm just going to do that again. Like so. Looks about right. Go into my front view. And that looks good to me. You only need half of it because the other half is going to be a smaller one. So I'm going to have that like so. And let me just go into my perspective. If you smooth it, it's going to be fine. So just going to quickly go ahead and add the extra edge loop. So this is going to hold the shape we need. So we're going to need one here. And we're going to need some there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and select these faces. And then we're going to extrude and scale them in. Extrude, scale in. We're going to do the same with this piece. Okay, there we go. Extrude, scale it in. Now if we smooth it, we're going to have a nice little cylinder. So what we're now going to do is we're just going to duplicate this one. Control D if you've forgotten. And we're going to move it. And we go into our front view. And we're going to go ahead and scale this to about roughly this size. Move it inside this one. And smooth these. So there we go. That's exactly what our piece is going to look like. We could go ahead and delete the interfaces so to reduce the polycount, but I'm not really fussed about that at the moment, so we're just going to leave that as it is. I'm just going to select both of them now and just move it to the right place. So again, it's in the middle, like so. So now we got that piece sorted. As you can tell, this is what I was talking about, that with this piece I cut this arc out, so I modelled it in, but then I realised that it's kind of pointless anyway, because we don't, it's, you know, I mean, it's going to be sitting on this cylinder anyway, so at the end of the day this arc will never be seen even if we model it in, so it saves us a lot of time and a lot of fuss. So I'm just going to leave that as it is, and even if we rig it, it's going to be fine later on down the line. If not, we can always change it. So for the sake of the modelling now, we're just going to leave it as it is. And now we're going to go ahead and model in the these little bolts. They're sitting there. I think there might have been a little extrusion going on here to make it a little bit cooler, and I think we're going to add that on. So we're just going to go ahead and select these faces again, like so, and we're going to hit extrude. And what we're going to do is first we're going to go ahead and move this in to about just a tiny bit, so we don't have to add edge loops again, if you remember how we done it before. And then extrude again, move it down to about there. I think that will look good. Hit extrude again, move it down a tiny bit. Hit extrude again, scale inwards, like so. And we're gonna have to add an edge loop going around this bit. We got the edge loops there. Insert edge loop tool, and you're gonna need one here. We're also gonna need one here, and that should be alright. So we're just gonna go ahead and smooth this, see how it's looking. Yep, that looks pretty good. Kind of wanted a bigger rim, but I think it will be fine. It will be fine for now. You can play around with this. You can make this rim bigger, so if you extrude it a little bit further in. Actually, I think I'm going to do that because it's kind of annoying me now. So I'm just going to quickly undo this. and just make a rim a little bit bigger. So hold down. Just gonna quickly let me undo that as well. I'm just gonna get rid of this edge loop. Delete edge. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and select these again. Click, 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 click. There we go. Hit extrude, scale, inwards. So I wanted the ring about that big. I think that should do the trick. Yeah, I reckon that will look alright. So now I'm gonna hit extrude again, move it in a tiny bit, extrude again, move it down. So as you can tell, we can't move it in too much because of that piece, so I have to be careful about it. Just gonna move it in about there. Extrude again, move it down, extrude, scale, in, like so. That might be a bit too much. There we go, that should look okay. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and add this edge loop again. So insert edge loop, bam, and we need one around here. Yep, we're gonna need one here as well, like so. So now if I smooth this again, okay, that looks better. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay, now I'm happy. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into side view, and then again, this could be one of your personal touches. So how much you extrude this rim, you know, make it yours, make it a bit different, however you like it, or you might not even have one. It depends, you know, on your style. So just gonna go into our side view, and I think we're gonna cheat these bolts and just use one of these. I think just gonna duplicate this just to save us time. Scale it a lot. If I go into my side view, X-ray, just so I can see how big these bolts are. Let's scale it up a bit more. Back into my perspective. That looks about the right size. And I'm just gonna go back into my side view, and I'm gonna get their position. So I'm just gonna duplicate this, move it up, duplicate this, and this would be about here. Now obviously they're not at the right place because our reference is a bit off, so what I'm going to do is just move this in a tad, move this in a tad so it sits near the rim, and these are roughly alright lined up, so it should be okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and move this down like so, and now I'm going to have a look at my perspective and going to move them in to about there. Yep, that looks fine. Again, this could be one of your personal touches, how much you put it in, how much the bolt is sticking out, what the bolt looks like, and so on. So just gonna have that like so. And then again, you could model in some extra details in here if you wanted to, or you could have your bolt looking like this piece, so you got a little rim around it and whatsoever. I'm just gonna leave mine as it is. And I also think I'm gonna add just one more extra detail in here because this piece still looks a little bit boring to me. So I'm just gonna select all of these faces again. And again, now I'm just improvising, so I got no reference for this, and I'm just gonna scale this in all the way to here, extrude again, scale, so I get that rim, extrude again, move, fine, manage, there you go, move, extrude again, move in, or move out. We could have it moved out as well. No, because then it would look like an extra bolt, so I'm just going to move it in. And then extrude again, move in again, extrude again, scale, in, smooth, bam. So it looks a little bit more interesting. I kind of want another bolt in there, a little one, but no, I'm not going crazy with this piece. I don't even... Right, I'm back. Had some technical difficulties, but it's fine. So there we go. That's my piece. What I was going to say is that I'm not even sure if I like it, but I kind of do. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. I could probably model this piece for about hours trying to figure out extra details and so on, but we're not going to do that because we don't have time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to go ahead and model this connection piece that will connect this cylinder to these cylinders and so on, and we're going to do that in the next part. So we'll see you guys then.